see dead fish floating in it, probably don't get in it.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
What's up, y'all?
I'm Elise.
And I'm Will.
And this is Team Tatum. Team Tatum!
We're going on yet another camping trip pretty soon, and we just wanted to detail the gear we're bringing and some tips and tricks for possible first-time campers. So we're gonna start with the necessities first, or what we consider necessities.
And first thing on our necessities would be a tent, because you gotta have somewhere to sleep.
So this is our tent. It is a 3-person tent. I don't know why I do quotations with but it's a 3-person tent. You technically can put 3 people in it, but y'all are just
laying like this, and then have another person laying beside us, just like this.
More like 2 adults and a child.
Yeah.
But you don't need a lot of space. So what we personally recommend is to have a tent just that you can fit in, and that's it. Don't get a huge tent that you can walk around in and it's basically your living room.
Yeah.
Because 1, it's more expensive, and 2, if you happen to be at a place where it's cold at night, that bigger tent is gonna be the equivalent of trying to heat up a house that's 2 stories with vaulted ceilings. The heat is just gonna go away from you, whereas in a small tent, your body heat will kind of hover around you better. We're fine with 2 people, and it's like being in a queen size bed.
Yeah, it's the same size as a queen size bed.
This is from Ozark Trail. A couple of our things are from Ozark Trail because we buy stuff at Walmart.
Ozark Trail is a really good brand too, and very cost efficient.
Yeah, that's where we're at, cost efficient. But this is our tent. It cost about $20, $25. It was less than $30.
It was $25.98.
She has it. But this is what we recommend, this Ozark Trail 3-person dome tent. The next thing that we want to talk about is a barrier between you and the bottom of the tent. We found out our first time that this is essential because otherwise you're basically sleeping on the ground and it is no fun. But what we have is, I believe, yet another Ozark Trail brand item. It's a air mattress.
Sleeping pad.
Sleeping pad, that's right, sleeping pad. It came in a nice, conveniently small, compact bag, and that's not going back.
Never ever.
In that bag. We don't know how they do it, so this is fine. This is fine, but it's self-inflating. You don't have to bring an air pump or anything. You just twist these valves here, and the air sucks in, and then once it inflates to about an inch and a half maybe, and then you seal the tubes back. It even has built-in pillows. Still want to bring your own pillows because it's not enough, but it's a little added support. And basically all this does is creates a barrier between the cold ground and you. So we sleep on this.
So the next thing you'll need after you have somewhere to sleep and something separating you from the ground so you don't freeze is something to be over you to keep you warm. So we have a blanket. We just got a new blanket actually for this trip.
This is not from Ozark Trail. This is from Down Under Outdoors.
I wanted to try to flip it again.
But it comes with its own little carrying case. And what's cool about this is on one side, it's this water resistant material. So just in case for whatever reason water gets in your tent, you don't have to worry about you being wet because it's going through.
Yeah, sleep on top of this.
Yeah. And then on the other side is this flannel, this like wool/flannel material. Little checker pattern. It comes in different colors. I believe gray, red, and blue. We just, whatever, we don't care. We're sleeping on top of it.
Yeah.
But we just got this because before we were using some old quilts that my grandmother made for me before she passed, well before she passed. And I didn't want to use them on camping trips anymore just in case something happened to them because they can't be replaced. So we've been slowly replacing them with other blankets. But that's the first one. The second one is this guy. Got this at Goodwill, $8. Oh, also that blanket that I got was like $40. This is at Goodwill. This is a super warm feeling. It's thick and it's huge. But for $8, that's a steal. So I would suggest going to a thrift shop and see if they have any blankets. Just make sure there's something that's gonna be warm. Don't get like a sheet for your bed. Get an actual blanket. Next, the probably most important thing outside of having shelter is water. You will need a lot of water. Even if you don't drink it all, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So what we got not too long ago was a jug to carry water in, not on the trail, just to have, instead of having to deal with a case of water. It's very compact and you can just slide it in, like in between some seats in the car or in between stuff packed in the trunk. This particular jug is a 6-gallon jug. We've been filling it up with filtered water because our water here out the tap is disgusting. In addition to the drinkable water, so that's 6 gallons of drinkable water, we have 2 gallons of just distilled water that you can get from any grocery store.
Very cheap too.
It's super cheap, and that's gonna be for washing utensils that we use, our hands, the pots and pans that we're gonna use, maybe do a little quick wash up if we get all dirty and grimy out there from a hike, which we will. But that water is strictly for that. 2 gallons to do whatever with, and then the 6 gallons is what we're gonna drink from.
After water, food is the next most important thing. So you want to be sure to have enough snacks. Like if you're at home, you might not eat a lot. I'm talking about myself. But just because you're away from food, you're gonna want food. And so be sure to bring a lot of snacks with you, things that you can just throw in a little backpack or a little pouch to have on hand, like cereal bars or just little small things like that. For the snacks, we have just little cereal bars like this. Throw a few of these in your bag. Snack on them as you need.
Next, I personally love these Cheez-Its. These are from H-E-B, the world's best grocery store.
No store does more than my H-E-B.
That's right.
Call me.
But these are just Cheez-Its, their version of Cheez-Its. Perfect snack. As far as meals are concerned, we recently got on these packets, which are the Tasty Bite microwavable packets, just 1 minute, and they're done. It's already cooked. It's just something you gotta heat up, like the vegetable steamers.
You can also cook them in the skillet.
So obviously we'll be using the skillet out at the campsite, but we're just gonna throw this over rice. That's how we eat it at home. This particular one is the Indian Kashmir spinach. We also like the masala. I think we pretty much like all of them.
Yeah, all the ones we've tried so far have been good.
Yeah.
I have no regrets.
We're also gonna bring some canned chili, and so we'll just add like a little bit of seasoning to it, and we'll make Frito pies, which is chili and corn chips and cheese.
Shredded cheese.
Shredded cheese. You may even dice up some onions and throw on there too, but you mix all that together and that's a Frito pie. So we like to cook that over the fire. Those are pretty tasty. If you're into s'mores, don't forget you can make s'mores. We're not really into s'mores because I don't like graham crackers and she doesn't like marshmallows.
I said I don't like chocolate. How dare I?
Everybody loves chocolate. But that's pretty much it for food. It's up to you, whatever you like. It's whatever is convenient for you to carry around, to pack, to snack on all day, because that's it. You can't just be like, oh, let me go to the store. You're out there. So better have something that you enjoy eating and you can eat all day, pretty much. Next thing is the coolers. This cooler is big enough to put, our beer and our water in, as well as other
food.
things, food.
The important stuff.
But as we said before, this go around, we're not gonna be putting a lot of food in there. It's gonna be just for the drinks, pretty much, and the cheese. And it has a handle on it and wheels, so we don't have to carry it, which again is not that far from the car, but it's just more convenient to have wheels and a handle.
And for your food, you're gonna need something to cook it on. So what we're making this time, we only need a pot and a pan. We could just use a pot and cook the rice, then make the other part, but just in case, a pot and a pan. And you need something to cook it with, so we are bringing
a spoon, like a wooden spoon to stir everything up with. Pretty much all you need as far as that's concerned. With what we're bringing, I personally don't trust the grills that are out there for the fire pit. Yeah, she doesn't. But every site has a designated fire pit, and they have a grill, you know, like at a park, except it's on the ground. So we wound up buying this collapsible grill. It was about 20 bucks. So this is our grill. Obviously it's dirty. I need to clean it before we head out. And it's, you see the sides here, and then the feet come down like so, and you can place it on the ground over your fire. And so that way I know it's clean because I cleaned it myself. It doesn't have anything on it that I wouldn't want. And again, it was about 20 bucks. Got it from Walmart. Don't remember what brand it was, but it's the only one that's 20 bucks. It's the cheapest thing you can get.
So now we have something to cook on, in, with. Got the food to eat. And we're also bringing some silverware, just like a spoon, because of what we're eating. Don't need the whole kitchen, but a spoon each.
Also a bowl. A bowl. We have designated camping bowls that we just use for that.
Something else that we'll need is something to start the fire with.
Yes. So we buy wood in the area at which we're camping, just because we don't want to introduce bugs and other things that are from a different ecosystem that may mess up the ecosystem where we're at. So we stop along the way, not too far from the campsite, and get some wood. And I have this bucket that is an old coffee can, and I have lint balls in here. These are fire starters. So I watched a YouTube video, I didn't come up with this on my own, where you save the lint from your dryer and your dryer sheets. You put it into the dryer sheet, wrap it up, and you'll use this as a fire starter because it's highly flammable, which is why you're supposed to clean your dryer sheet out. I mean your dryer, what's the thing called?
Vent and all of that.
Whatever. Supposed to clean all of that out. So I just been keeping this all year, and I'll throw that in at the bottom of the wood and light this, and then that'll catch fire, and then let the wood catch fire.
It's like kindling.
Yeah, basically kindling. And I'll put 2 or 3 down there. Again, cheap. Don't gotta buy nothing.
Free even.
Free. It's your own lint.
Homemade
It's
lint.
your own old coffee can that you emptied out. Can't get no better than that. And we'll bring a lighter, like for a grill with the long stem, so we don't have to be reaching our hand in there with like a match or something. The other form of kindling that we use is also free, well, free-ish. So this is a bag that I just throughout the year I fill up. It's an old bag we had, and all of us use Amazon for something or get stuff shipped to us from wherever.
Somewhere.
And instead of just throwing away the boxes, I cut up the boxes and shred them. And this is all just a bag full of cardboard. So we'll put this at the bottom to put the wood on. But between this and the lint, this will get your fire started. That's pretty much all of the food.
Cooking situation.
The next thing we would recommend is power source. So even though where we go, typically there's no internet service, we still take a lot of pictures and videos, so we need power for our phone. So we have this little portable charger here. You charge it up at your house before you leave. It usually something you do 2-3 days before. Just leave it charged. It has an indicator light that lets you know when it's fully charged. But this particular one is from Ankr, and I don't remember how much it costs, but we'll put the link to it in the description down below. I tested it out last week and it works great. So get your little portable charger. Again, it's just to recharge your phone from taking your pictures and your videos, because you're not gonna be on your phone. Hopefully, you're gonna be enjoying the outdoors.
And up next we have lighting. You got to be able to see while you're out there. So we have this lantern. It is bright. It has a low setting, which is bright, and then the high setting, which is super bright, like daylight almost. But we got this. This is also Ozark Trail. Holla at us. It was, I don't know how much, but very...
Wasn't that much.
Yeah, very cost effective as well. And again, it has the 2 settings. Very bright. And we have this one. When we first used it, we set it up outside. There's this little covered picnic table at the campsite that we're going to. And we found a nail sticking out, and we just hung this up there so that we could have light around that area at nighttime. Then another time we've hooked it on the inside of our tent at the top so that we could have a light that way. But now, oh, we also bring a flashlight with us. So we had this and then a really high powered LED flashlight too, just in case you need to go outside of that area. Basically, the other person can still have light, and then you have the flashlight to take with you. But my sister got us some lanterns for Christmas because she knows we like camping now. And so we have 2 little lanterns and this big lantern. Those are really cool.
So these are a lot lighter than this, so this will probably go inside the tent to hang instead of that. Like, it didn't fall down, but it was super heavy. I'm kind of scared it was gonna like fall on us in our sleep, but it didn't. It held up. But this is super light. We got 2 of these. This is by Vont, and you could, you know, hold them like this or hang them up, something like this. And as soon as you pull it up, it has these lights, and these are super bright. I think they're more brighter than these. Yeah, this. Yeah, I think this is bright.
I just like how it turns on when you open it.
Yeah, you can control how much light you're letting out. Like, as soon as you get it up to a certain point, it lights up. So you don't have to have it completely extended. But it's super light. These, I believe, take AA batteries, maybe. These take the C batteries, the big fat round batteries. And we haven't replaced that. We've had this since our first camping trip in 2020, and still have not changed the batteries. But we still bring batteries just in case it goes out.
Which is a necessity.
Yeah, bring extra batteries if you're using something that uses batteries.
Other things that we think are necessities, you may not, is tissue paper, toilet paper. Another thing is a little hand shovel. We actually don't need it for this trip, but it's something that's good to have. The campsite that we're going, when we went the first time, we found out it has a pretty nice outhouse there. It's the kind, what's it called?
Compost?
Yeah, compost toilet. So the outhouse, you have to walk up some steps to get to it. And there's a toilet in there, some hand sanitizer. We thought it was a sink. It's not a sink in there. But they do have hand sanitizer. But you go in there, you use the bathroom. It doesn't stink at all, surprisingly. When you go, the stuff goes down this long tube to a container that's on the ground. And I don't know what they put in there, but it covers up all smells. You don't know that you're at an outhouse at all. But it's pretty nice. So we don't need the hand shovel, but it's for using the restroom, digging a hole, closing the hole. But that's something nice to have. Something else is biodegradable soap. It's not a good idea to take regular like body wash and that kind of stuff when you go camping, because it can get in the water supply and mess up the water for like the animals that live out there and all of that. But if you use biodegradable soap, it's biodegradable, so it's not going to affect the water. But still, do not use it in the actual water, like rivers and lakes and stuff. Make sure you're using the soap away from there, but it doesn't mess up the ecosystem, basically, is the point of using that out there. Any kind of toiletries that you feel you need to have with you is a necessity. Deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, all that good stuff. Yeah. Sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Definitely needed.
Your sunscreen. We're bringing our sunscreen.
Off spray.
Yeah, bug spray. I burn very easily.
Super easy.
So I have to use high SPF sunscreen. So we are always making sure that we have sunscreen on hand when we're doing outdoor stuff. And then, like he said, the bug spray. I like using this little lemongrass oil that I got at Trader Joe's. Shout out to my Trader Joe's girls. But it works pretty good and it smells good. It smells like lemons, but it keeps the bugs away. And that's because lemongrass is one of the ingredients used in bug spray, like citronella, lemongrass, all that stuff. So if you don't want to actually have bug spray, you want something a little light, smells good, I suggest lemongrass. But off, like deep wood off, not just the regular stuff. Deep wood off is good to have with you as well. Any other necessities you can think of?
Oh, hats.
Hats. So with sunscreen, you still need a hat too to keep the sun from just burning down on your face. You could pass out, like not just get sunburned, but you can get overheated and pass out.
Which I did get overheated our second trip to Big Bend.
Yeah.
And I had a little dizzy spell.
And with natural hair people, having your hair out in the sun for a long time is not that great. So either have a hat that covers your hair or put extra conditioner in your hair when you know you're gonna be outside like that. I just got a new visor. We both just got new hats for our trip that's coming up, and mine is a visor, so it just goes around like this. So my hair will be out, so I'm just gonna put more conditioner in and it'll be good. But let's show those hats off. So this is my hat. The material is 100% paper. I was looking for these kind of hats. I wanted this hat before we even started camping. I wanted this kind of hat to wear in the summertime, and my husband is like, why? Because I like it, that's why. I want to wear it when I go to the pool, even though we don't go to pools for real. When I'm out gardening, even though my garden is permanently dead year round. But it's a little hat. And you put it on like so. And it just keeps your whole head, well, not your whole head, but like it keeps the sun out of your face. It has a huge bill on it. It has a cute little bow in the back. I love it.
Mine is just, you know, this oversized bucket hat. Has a strap, so I could, you know, pull it back if I want to, if it's, you know, not needed. But it's not pretty, but it gets the job done. It has vents on the side, so my, you know, hair can breathe a little bit. But I wanted it wide, so there's a, you know, protection against the sun.
Mine also comes with a little strap. It's over there somewhere, but you can attach that so that you can hang it down like he does his too. But I'm probably just gonna have it on the whole time because it's so adorable. But now let's move to another category. If we did not include everything, there will be a link in the description to my blog that has a full list of camping items to bring. It's a camping checklist, and it has all the categories that we're going through right now. So if I missed anything, check that out. It'll have it on there. So for our next category, it's gonna be clothes to bring. And don't be like me. I brought a lot of clothes when we went camping the first time, but a lot of clothes that I didn't need. Like I brought a lot of t-shirts and that kind of stuff. We were only there one night, first of all. Our first trip. Our first trip, we were over there one night. I brought multiple t-shirts, multiple swimsuits. But in my defense, I was planning on taking a lot of photos out there. Let me on Instagram. So that's why I brought so much stuff. Didn't use any of it.
None of it.
Pack what you need. Don't waste up the space. But let's get into the clothes that we plan to bring and that we recommend that you bring.
Long johns. So for those who are not familiar with long johns, because they live in a warm climate, they're thermals. They're officially called thermals. We call them long johns. I don't know where the name came from, just what I've always called them. So we're originally from Arkansas, where it's both hot and cold. And so for the winter, we all pretty much wear long johns. So we have them down here in Texas. And tube socks. And so you can get them at Walmart or pretty much any clothing store. Probably got these at Walmart because these are Fruit of the Loom. But it's not like the type that I have on right now, which is light, you know, just for regular wear.
For show, basically.
Yeah, this is actually knitted in a way that it keeps heat in. So this is the top and the bottoms, and so we'll go to sleep in these. In addition to thick socks. These are thick socks, like
wool socks are recommended.
They're long. We usually tuck our long johns inside the socks, so that way there's no, and then I even tuck my pajama pants inside the socks too, so no air is getting up in there. But we'll bring 2 pairs of these because your feet will get cold. So these are just thicker material socks, and not just long socks that like you can feel it. We'll bring 2 pairs of these. So thick socks, thermals, and then a long sleeve t-shirt, some thick pants like some sweatpants. Now, if it winds up not being cold at night, then you just don't wear that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's better to, again, have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You want to be comfortable at night, and being cold is the worst. Same thing with your regular daytime clothes. Bring for what the weather is, but also bring just in case it's a little chillier than expected. We also have some winter coats. Again, not something that's normal in Texas, because up until the pandemic started, it was never really that cold during the winter, but we have thick, big coats, and we'll be bringing those. We'll keep them in the car. If we need them, great. If not, whatever. And bring shoes that you don't care about. Don't bring your nice J's out there. Don't bring any high expensive shoes. Bring your shoes you cut the yard in, that
have good tread.
Yeah, they got good tread. You don't care about getting dusty and mud and water and all that good stuff on them. So don't be out there looking cute. Look like you need to look just to survive.
What was that?
You look
the
how you look.
Warehouse. You're gonna look how you look. Some other pieces that you might want to bring with you if you're gonna be near water: a swimsuit, or something that you don't mind getting wet while you're in the water, if it's water that's safe to get in. Don't just be getting in any kind of water. Don't get in sitting water like ponds and all that kind of stuff where the water doesn't really have anywhere to flow, and that's how you get cooties. Get in rivers or bigger lakes where it actually moves and has some kind of circulation to it. Streams, if they look clean.
Yeah,
but
don't be blaming us if you get in
right.
some nasty body of water. Like,
sense.
they told us to go in this water. Let me tell you nothing.
You see dead fish floating in it, probably don't get in it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. He said the shoes, bring shoes that you don't mind getting wet also, and it's a bonus if your shoes with the good tread are just naturally waterproof. You kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But if you're going like with the swimsuit situation, shoes for that, you probably don't want to have on like hiking boots with a swimsuit.
Yeah.
So bring like maybe some flip-flops or something for that situation. Bring some shorts just in case, as well as a pair of pants just in case. So if you're going somewhere in the springtime like we're about to go, it is shaky as to if it's going to be hot or cold during that time. So bring whatever the weather says it's gonna be, bring some clothes for that, and then just bring the opposite, like one thing. So if it's supposed to be warm, bring shorts or capris, whatever you like to wear in the warmth, and then just in case, bring some pants in case it gets cold. For your bottom layer as well, but for your bottom layer, make sure it's something like this, just a regular long sleeve shirt, but it's something that's gonna be close to your body, so that way it is one, water wicking, aka sweat wicking, keeping the sweat off of you more because it's absorbing that, and then it keeps your heat in more and or your coolness in, depending on what the temperature is. But having a tighter bottom layer is good. Then you could have a t-shirt on top of that, and if you get too hot, you can take the t-shirt off or take the bottom layer off, put the t-shirt back on, and then have a jacket with you. So basically, the warmer you get, the more layers you can take off. Colder you get, more layers you can put on.
And when we're hiking, we carry a backpack. So if you're wondering where we put these layers that we take off, if it winds up being warmer than expected, just throw them in the backpack.
Yeah.
So the next things we want to talk about are things you don't necessarily need. Actually, I would put the first thing in the need category, but it's
nice to have.
Nice to have things. They're your comforts, your creature comforts, as they call them. I think they call them creature comforts. I don't know. But we have lawn chairs that we keep in our car anyway. So just in case we're anywhere and we want to set up shop to just chill, we're always prepared. We never have to be like, oh, if only we had our chairs. They just stay in the trunk. And they are just, you know, your average lawn chairs that you can put in these little bags that they come with. I've had this one since college, so I've had it for like over a decade at this point. I might have had it before college, actually. But you can get them as cheap as like $10 at Walmart. The fancier.
This one was $5 at H-E-B.
Yeah, they can be super cheap. Like the more stuff they have, like if they have cup holders and footrests and all that stuff, then it gets more expensive, but you just need something to sit in. So keep your lawn chairs. You can sit outside your tent, watch the sunset, sunrise, you know, chill around the campfire, whatever. Some of the stuff we already had, we didn't have to buy.
Yeah. Shop your home before you go. Look for what you already have at your house. Like binoculars, we were definitely not gonna go out and buy binoculars. We just already had those.
So inner tubes. So we have yet to do this camping because something always happens.
We bring them.
We bring the inner tubes and something always happens, but we enjoy getting in our inner tubes and floating rivers. So that's something we want to do on a camping trip. Eventually, this time we would do a deep checklist to make sure we have all three parts.
Will be suitable.
Yeah. The inner tubes you can get at your grocery store. Again, shout out H-E-B. You can get it for like $8-9.
Something else that is nice to have, if you have a table at your site, the place that we're going, each site has a picnic table, a little concrete table. So a plastic tablecloth to put on top of it and some tape to tape it down, and duct tape just to have around for the trip, because you never know what you're gonna need to tape up. You might get a rip in your tent or something. Yeah. Duct tape. It's tent tape.
We stay with duct tape.
Yeah.
Duct tape solves a lot of problems.
Oh, we didn't talk about the knife.
Oh, the knife. So I have a little knife that I got. So this was cheap. This was like $2-3 maybe, again, at Walmart. Walmart is great for camping supplies. We don't really shop there for groceries because H-E-B exists, but for the camping supplies, the stuff that we are not getting from around the house or from Dollar Tree, we get at Walmart. So this has a little belt loop that you can put on, keep it on your side, and it just unfolds and snaps in place. It's got a little serrated edge so you can cut at something. You scared?
Yeah.
Cut at something if you need it. So put it back, you just push the little thing on the back and it folds back up. You never know what you need to cut. So whether it be an object
person. You might
get stuck on something.
An animal.
You have to cut your way out.
Yes.
You never know.
You never know. So I just, as soon as we touch down, I put it in my belt loop and it just stays there for whatever situation.
The duration.
Also, we'll bring my bat. I have a bat that I keep next to the bed. Yeah, that I keep next to the bed. I'll take it out there. Again, you never know what's or who's gonna run up on you. So we keep that in the tent. But protect yourself out there. What else?
Baby wipes.
Oh, yeah. So baby wipes is something that you should also bring. They're pretty convenient for a lot of different reasons, multiple uses. So we got a pack that we bring along. So between the biodegradable soap, the hand sanitizer, and the baby wipes, we're good on, you know, cleanliness.
Next to godliness. And something to buy time if, like, it's nighttime, you're not ready to go to sleep yet, but it's too dark to be out and about, or it's in the daytime and you just don't have anything to do at the moment. You can bring some games, like some cards, little playing cards, some board games that don't have too many pieces, because, you know, nobody's trying to keep up with all of that. Or even reading material, just something to entertain yourself for a little while before you do your next adventure. Do those adventures. Don't just sit at the tent all day. Don't just sit in the tent all day. Explore.
Go out and explore.
Yeah.
See the sights.
Go out, see what you can find. We even went glamping one time and just went walking around on the property and found these 2 ponds on the property that we didn't know were there, and they were really cute.
We did not get in said ponds.
We did not get in them because they are ponds that sit in water.
But they were nice to look at and take pictures of.
They were really pretty. If I can find a picture, I'll insert it for y'all to see. We did get a little stuck though, because the reason that you didn't know they were there is it goes up like this and they're basically in a crater. And so we were just walking up a hill to see what was up there. I was like, oh, it's a pond up here. So we walked down. The mud was squishy.
Wasn't as easy to get back up.
It was quite the maneuver, but
we got out.
Yeah, and again, we enjoyed ourselves wandering around, looking. We wouldn't have been able to see that if we were just sitting in the tent the whole time. So go out, see what you can see, take some pictures if you want to remember it later. Just have a good time.
Another thing that you can bring, but you don't have to, it's not a necessity, is a hammock. You can set up a hammock to just chill out, you know, during the day and enjoy the bliss of a hammock.
And the last thing on the bonus list, if you are someone that's trying to capture it, like if you're recording it for a vlog or you just want to make some fun footage while you're out there, we suggest getting a little action camera. We got one off of Amazon. It's called a Dragon something. I'll put the link in the description, but it's just a little action camera, just like a GoPro, just not as expensive and doesn't work as well because it's not a GoPro, but it gets the job done. When I got footage from this trip that I went, which I will also put up here, I stayed at the new getaway house in New Orleans. But I did not use that footage in my actual video because stuff was tripping. But check that out too. Action cameras are really nice though. Like if you do get in the water, it comes with a little waterproof case so that you can have it on you and get all of that. That's really what we want to use it for, to show like while we're out floating and all that stuff. You can use it while you're biking if you're doing that, like not just camping, just in general. If you go hiking, action, hence action camera.
Yeah, so to sum it all up, like you said earlier, check your house first. Don't go out and buy all the Coleman and Ozark Trail and whatever other brand stuff that you've seen in videos before. Because if you're not gonna camp that often, or if you don't even know if you're gonna camp again after this first time, you don't wanna have...
No need buying all that stuff.
Yeah, all this stuff that you're not gonna use. So for warmth, you know, check blankets and throws and stuff
Sleeping
around the
bags
house.
if you happen to have them already.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we had to begin with, just cause.
So that's what we're bringing on our camping trip and our suggestions for you for your first time camping. Again, you don't have to bring all the stuff we suggested, and do what you think is best for your first trip, and use this as just a guide for you to go down, a checklist for you to go down and say, oh, I didn't think about bringing that, let me get that, or no, I don't need that, skip it, go to the next thing. But this is a good starting point for you, especially if it's your first time or you're just starting out, you've been a few times but still trying to get the swing of things. This is a good place for you. But that's all I've got. How about you, sir?
I don't have anything else. Just do your research before you go camping about where you're camping, not just about general camping, so you can be prepared for what you're gonna see. And try to enjoy yourself. You know, you don't necessarily gotta go big like we did and go to someplace super far away and super remote for your very first time camping.
Find a state park nearby.
Yeah, find a close state park and go from there. But would highly recommend, hope this video helps you out. If you stuck with us to the end, kudos to you, because we know it was long. But share, like, subscribe, and as always, this has been Team Tatum. Team Tatum!
Bye.
Peace.
Baby wipes. They're body wipes.